So now we're 50 miles from the finish line in Annapolis, Maryland. We're in this little town called Mount Airy, Maryland. In my division, I'm in first place. The closest person in my division is 12 hours away. I got 50 miles to go. My family, my friends, a cold beer are all waiting for me in Annapolis, Maryland. I can't wait to get there, but I'm tired. And I've gone 2,950 miles. But I'm in 10th place overall. There's 47 athletes from 20 different countries. It kind of feels like an Olympic event, right? And so all of a sudden, I'm going through the Mount Airy, and this guy goes past me. He just goes flying past me. He's 34 years old. His name is Stefan Schlegel. He's from Hamburg, Germany. And now I'm in 11th place, and he's in 10th place. So my crew chief, John, now John and I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. He used to be a tank mechanic in the Marine Corps. And we've done a lot of races together. We've done a bunch of Ironman races, and we're really good friends. And so the van pulls up, the window rolls down, and there's John. And he looks at me, and he says to me, "Forkas, don't tell me you're going to let that scrawny German guy steal 10th place from you." What am I doing? I'm sprinting. I'm chasing after this guy who's, a dozen years younger than me. And I caught him, and I beat him. I beat him in 10 minutes. And so the message there is that the power isn't in your legs. The power is in your mind. And sometimes all it takes is a really good friend that just does just the right way to turn those screws to get you to do something that maybe you didn't really think that you had in yourself. And I think the real takeaway that I learned from this experience is a lot of times you meet people in your life that can see something in you that you may not be able to see in yourself. And that's what John did for me when he very, very delicately challenged me to go chase after this guy. And so here we are. We're at the finish line. We've traveled 3,000 miles. I'm in first place in my age group. I'm in 10th place overall. Our goal was to raise $150,000. We raised $350,000. And best of all, there's my son Matt waiting for me at the finish line. He's 20 years old. He's a third-year student at Stetson University. And it was one of the most amazing moments in my life, seeing my family and my friends and so many people that cared for us. And so if you think about the outcomes versus the objectives, our objective was to finish the race in 12 days, raise $150,000, and raise awareness for children with cancer. Our outcome was $350,000. We won the division, and we touched a lot of people. We received over 500 email messages from people that found us on the web, or families or friends of children that had benefited from Hope Cam. And those messages were read at night when we were riding. And my crew, there are a lot of times they'd read these messages about their experience of benefiting from Hope Cam. There were a lot of times there were long pauses in between the messages, and I'm thinking to myself, what's taking these guys so long? They're reading. They were crying. In my crew, they were crying. That's how heartfelt these messages were, how it touched my crew. People would ask my crew along the way. They'd stop at the rest stops and so forth. They'd ask them what they were doing, and they said, "We're helping kids with cancer." So when you have a crew and a team that's so focused on the mission, you can't be beat.